There's a very big difference between a personal trainer and a physical therapist. They're both called PT, right? A personal trainer deals with healthy people who want to get even stronger. They're fully healthy and they want to get stronger. You go to the gym, you get a personal trainer, he pushes you, pushes you, pushes you. Every time you do 12, he pushes you 13. Every time you do 15, he pushes 16. They asked one of the big athletes, he said, how many push-ups do you do? He said, I do as many as I can possibly do, and then I start counting. That's when you really build. That's when you really start building, right? And there's really no downside, because the guy will plots when he plots, but he's not going to die. He's not going to break anything. But if a person can't move his arm or his leg, God forbid, because of a car accident or a bike accident, he fell, whatever it is, and that physical therapist has the same attitude, they'll kill every single person who comes to them. A physical therapist knows when to push, knows when not to push. And if you're not sure, then you don't do it, because you can take 6 weeks of growing and snap the leg and you're back and you get sued and you're worthless. So if you're dealing with someone who's unhealthy, you have to be so careful of every word that you say, not to go ahead and say things that are very fine for normal, healthy, functioning kids, which we can talk about if they really work and how much we lose out by saying those things. And there's other things that we should be saying that's really more boosting for life, you know? Different discussion, but we can debate that. And I don't mind winning or losing that debate on healthy kids, because they're healthy. So even if we do the wrong thing or we could have done something better, it's not the end of the world. But once you're in the psych ward, once you're dealing with crisis, once you're dealing with neshamas that are hurting on any level, and you apply normal things of physical therapists cannot do personal training things. You got to be super careful, right? And the twist of the PT is the TP, right? That's a twist. That's what we're all about. We understand that we're not personal trainers. That's fine when you're dealing with a fully healthy kid and you're sure that it's going to, you can do it. But if you say you can do it to someone who can't do it, you break their spirit. So you have to really make sure that you're being done as kol ha'adam, the ganze mensch, before you say he can do it, right? So either you're dealing with a healthy person that comes to the gym and you're a personal trainer, so you know that they're healthy, right? Or in your situation, you're not sure, you have to be very sure before you push. Pushing somebody can break their spirit, because if you push them and they can't do it, you're hurting them. That's what's so different about our dar of sensitive people who break easily. Our problem is not that our kids weren't trained on a high enough level. The regular chinuch that we give our kids is so much more than we had 50, 60 years ago. And they produced a beautiful dar. I was speaking to my chavrusa who's 20 years older than me, and he was in Torah Vodaas in the 60s. None of our yeshivas are on that schedule. He learned Gemara an hour a day. He had night seder once a week. I mean, the dressing was, everything was feathers and gray and corduroy, and there was color back then. We went back now to black and white. This looks like before color was invented. I always said color didn't exist in the world before like 19 whatever, because I saw pictures and there was no color. Guy got up in the morning and he's like, so which tie should I wear, my 30% gray or my 50% gray? There was just shades of gray, that's all there was, right? So think about their life and think about now how much wound up this whole system is. For healthy people, it's mamish gavaldik. There's no chesaron in their yediyah or their havana. If you look around, we're dealing with people who have problems, who have pain, emotional pain that really didn't exist on this level, for sure not, but I don't know how much existed 50 years ago. I don't know if it's the milk, the meat, I don't know if it's the anti-vaxxers, all right, but there's something that the kids are extremely weak, and many of them are really hurting. To go to somebody hurting and judge them is a very dangerous thing to do. So make sure, since we're all physical therapists here, on an emotional, that we're emotional therapists, right? ETs. Dealing with emotional fever that comes from emotional pain. Make sure we're not applying other concepts that sound very good. Sure, you can do it. You can do anything you want to. You would never say that to somebody who has a broken leg. You'd say, no, let's go. Yesterday you did 2, we'll get you 3, and you make sure that only a professional can push, only a professional can advise. And with broken people, we got to get rid of all the noise of the regular world. There's so much noise. Applying regular parenting concepts. They're Bali Taiva. I never met the Baal Taiva yet. All the people working with these kids, where's the Baal Taiva? Oid ma'at, keep digging. Ve'ein Rasha. Ve'speinata el Mokaimai. You have to realize what he really is all about. There's no Russia over here. I didn't meet that Russia. I met a bunch of people who were hurting really bad. And they hurt more when we misdiagnose them and we push them.